Hello people of the internet. I'm sorry for the abrupt ending in the previous video. My computer ran out of disk space again and therefore the recording crashed, so I just uploaded what I had. We are right now maybe an hour after the first recording. I just ate my lunch and I'm ready to continue on the issue. Off recording, I was about to submit a Pulp issue that basically what we tried to do in the last video, that the let me find it. That basically sending this data using a patch request for some distribution, that it doesn't actually update anything, because we were sending data that was publication was some href and the repository was null or none. And even though we sent a request like this, we didn't actually update anything, and the repository here was still href and publication was none. So it didn't set what we wanted it to set. It was reversed basically. So I was filing that issue, and while trying to collect all the data for that issue, I actually managed to do something that set the repository to none, like this. Previously we always seen some URL here. So after all, this isn't a Pulp bug, it seems, but I think I know what it is. I didn't confirm. Once I saw the none here, it was basically a progress somewhere, and I wanted to do it on a video, since we worked on this in the last episode. By the way, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, please take a look at the previous episode in this series. There is an introduction to the problem and everything. This is just a continuation of that episode, basically. It would be one episode if my computer didn't crash. Okay, that being out of the way, let's continue. I'm curious what's happening here. Now, of course, you can see there is some garbage that I did in order to reproduce the issue. Check this out. I think when I did this request patch data equals data, it returned 400, but when I did JSON here, it actually updated. Which, let me think, this is of course the debug thing. This is in our actual production code. And check this out. We are doing self-send patch URL data, right? Self-patch URL data, that is correct, but the data here is being sent as data, right? So I was thinking maybe this is the problem, and maybe we need to send it like this, right? Maybe let's try. So I have this. Okay, this was the debug stuff, this is the debug stuff. I think all that is remaining is actual production code. If we do this, okay, ended with failure, no data provided. How is that? How is that? I mean, if we have a breakpoint here, we fail. Even before this. Wait. Failed to create a Pulp repository. Is all of my stuff still running? Yeah, this is still running. Okay. Yeah. So, what? Is this the correct? Is this the correct task ID? I think it should. Create repo action. Sure. Yeah, I think so. If we do a breakpoint even, where does this fail? No data provided. Okay, so maybe changing that to JSON wasn't the correct call. I don't know. Failed to create Pulp repository. Pulp distribution, failed to create Pulp repository. This must be the problem, right? If we run it again, ppx bad request JSON x response JSON. No data provided. Now create repository in Pulp. So create repository. We have data. We send the data, right? So send request send URL method JSON files headers. Is this because of the files somehow doing stuff here? If we init project ppx JSON response JSON. Yeah, so files not play a role here. How is that? If we jump here, okay, init project, wait. This is really weird. Send. Okay. What happens with this? A request error. Request. Oh, because this is the same. This is the, oh, I see. This is save request. Save request here. So this is probably the correct argument. Let's take a look at save request. Data. But it actually puts, wait, it puts data here? Is this just broke? By the way, this check this %sign. It means I'm in my site packages, so I can't change this file. We need to jump to requests inside of the Git repo, this one, and send. So this is data equals none. Send request. Is JSON mentioned anywhere? If method is post or put, and maybe it should be also patch, right? Should this be also patch? Maybe this should be also patch. Okay, kill. Now, data equals data is then correct. If we run this, what happens? Are we succeeding or not? I think we are succeeding. I see 200s. Okay, then breakpoint. Let's comment out all breakpoints because it's a mess. Cool, cool. We still have one in send. Okay, this one. And we still have in init project. Okay, this wasn't commented out, sorry. Okay. Come on. 304. Cool. Okay, success. Success. Now, if we query. Okay, but I don't know if this changed or not. However, this ends with F9. What happens if we run dispatcher and we click the regenerate button? Maybe we can take a look at the logs and wait until it's finished. So the dispatcher is running. Hopefully this should fetch new action soon, right? Succeeded. Back here. Okay, so our previous publication was this one, F9. Fetch once again, still F9. Okay, but is that the latest publication? That's possible. Anyway, let's assume we fixed it and do a new project and reproduce from scratch, because that project is already basically broken. So let's continue from scratch, and let's start from scratch and make sure. Okay, make sure it works. We created a new project, right? And inside of that project, we should be able to build a new package. Okay. This should take just a minute. This should take just a minute. It's importing. Panic. Nice, nice. Okay. I was for a second worried that maybe dist-git container crashed because of the disk space that I had in the previous episode, but that seems to be fine. We're running. Okay. So the repository. We also had an issue in the last episode that we were waiting for repository and the wait failed, and therefore we failed at the build. That's fine too. That's good news for us. Once this finishes, we will take a look at the information that we have about that pulp distribution, and it should point to a repository, because that's the standard behavior, right? Because pointing to a repository means every new build will be automatically included in the repository. And I know it sounds confusing because repository, but I mean, we need to take a distinction between Pulp repository and the RPM repository, and yeah. Okay, anyway, 7, which is my action. We can take a look at the results that we have for this project. We can see the repository here, and publication is none. Okay, this is as expected. Now, what happens if we hit the regenerate button again? We will take a look at the logs and wait until it's processed. And the action succeeded. That's good. Now, what do we know about the distribution? I'm curious. And yeah, we found the bug. Okay, so we were talking about several bugs in this video and in the previous video because we started reproducing one and got a hit in the face with another bug, so it's confusing what bug we just found, confirmed, and what the hell is happening, right? But we definitely confirmed that there is no bug in Pulp that regards to updating I mean, switching distribution from pointing to a repository to pointing to a publication. There is no bug in Pulp. We successfully swapped those. So we just confirmed the bug in our code actually. And that was we needed to send a JSON for the patch request. That's it. Easy as that. So we confirmed our bug, we fixed our bug. So we are now successfully be able to switch the thing. We actually confirmed our original bug that we were trying to investigate about is the regenerate button breaking the repository to not show any new builds. I think we did that because the project is not in the manual create repo mode. It's the standard automatical create repo project, and we just clicked the regenerate button, which swapped to the publication, which means if we take a look at the results for this project, I think we need to go to here, and we need to go a little bit different because this was for the previous project. But what's this? We can remove this. Okay, so we have test lost results 4. This is the project, this is the truth. The packages are here, right? I have no clue why copper CLI is here, since in this project we only built at. So this is definitely weird. This is definitely weird. Let me take a look at the code. Okay. Here. See? This is of course wrong. That's why it points to incorrect publication. We should be able to run the dispatcher actions and probably hit the regenerate button again. Let's take a look at the log. I think the repository now should be still none, but the publication should change from the hard-coded one to the actual one, and therefore show the correct packages in the directory listing there. We will see action success. Okay, if we go here, okay, right, so it shows the correct one now. Good. And I think we can make sure that the still repository none and publication is some publication. So now if we submit a different build, dist-git, let's do hello, and I would bet you now that the hello will not appear in the results because it would be exactly what happened in this production build that we were debugging in the very beginning. So I think we will just now have a reproducer for that. Hopefully. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass and have no clue, but I would bet you this is what is going to happen. And if yes, then we will have a reproducer and we will still have maybe 40 minutes to hopefully fix it, right? So we shall see. 4 seconds, okay. So as usual, this will take just a minute. The package is very small. Okay, this succeeded. So the moment of truth, and it is not here. We successfully reproduced the original issue. Good, 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 good. I know I look angry, but I'm happy about that. Okay, because I look angry all the time, and it's just my resting angry face, not me being actually angry. So, let's take a look. What can we do about that? Okay, we can remove this hard-coded garbaggio. Don't need this, don't need this. Okay, this is an actual problem that we need to commit. This is a debugging garbage, 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 garbage. So this is an actual line. Maybe let's check out B copper lost data would be good. We will commit afterwards because I don't want to. I somehow marked it, probably. I have no idea how. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I was talking about committing. Yeah, I don't want to commit right now because I don't want to distract myself out of finding the solution for the problem. We can commit afterwards. Okay, I was curious. If we go to here, we definitely get to this branch of the code if we repeat the last action, I think. Excuse me. So maybe, yeah, I don't want to look for the next action. We will simply click the button for the last action, sorry. We will simply click the button. We have the dispatcher running. We should get the regenerate action processed very soon. Publishing succeeded. This is the action ID, right? We will go back to the action. We will run only this single action here. It succeeded. If we put a debugger here, we get to here, right? Okay, we get to here. Now I'm curious, what is all the data that we have for this action? And Pulp wait, Pulp storage. This is too. Okay, this is too late. I actually wanted to go to wherever this is being called from, and that is actions.py init project, probably create repo. I think we are being called from here. If we kill this, run again, we are in actions 134. This is the line. Now self-ext data, ext data. So what do we know? We know our upstream, true, devel, owner name, project, dir name, project name, a reason for the regenerate, reason for the init okay, and the reason will be very, very important, I think. We have reason for, we need to see our enums, probably a reason, create repo reason. Here are all the reasons that we have. And we have for, which is a manual create repo event. What other reasons do we handle here? So this is the manual create repo event. This is manual create repo toggle, and there is no other reason. So what happens if we do toggle? If it's a toggle, we say update distribution. Which one? Of course, this one. And we say repository href equals, repository equals repository href. So we are not doing anything with publications. We are strictly setting repositories. Which means this correctly handles the case of disabling the create repo. Which is, of course, okay, because if we are enabling create repo, we get here. And here we are setting publication. So I think this is basically it. This should be, I guess, equivalent. And and if that's true, it could be refactored to be a bit more understandable. However, it may not be that clear cut, because what if we create the if we create the this would be the case, but if we created the project from scratch with its initial option to have this the devel feature, the manual create repo feature enabled, then it would be okay. So this is not 100% equivalent, but we can consider this branch to be enabling create repo and this branch to be disabling create repo, which means what? Which means if not self-devel, here self-devel is false, therefore the manual create repo feature is false, therefore it is at that moment a standard project, or there is a distinction between the data. In the data, the self-devel actually is related to that action. So even though we can have a project that has the feature enabled, it would get false here because the action itself wants to regenerate the public data. Okay. I think we can do this. We are at a bit later, a bit early now. We can jump to init project, that's this one. And if we take a look at, here is information about publication, we want actually the repository or the distribution. Distribution. It's public distribution now. Distribution name. We don't have public distribution itself. Get publication. Pointing. And public distribution. Okay, we need to do this a little bit sooner. We need to do this a little bit sooner. Now, public distribution. Oh. Wait. I was wrong. I thought. God. I was wrong. The public distribution, I thought it is going to be a dictionary about it, but it has only the href. public distribution. I mean, what the hell is going on? Oh shit, I have a meeting in 10 minutes. God. And we were just... Yeah, we were moving so well. Okay. Public distribution repository results. Public distribution name, repository name. Okay, this is too complicated. However, we are getting our public distribution by this, and this returns the href. We basically want the full dictionary. I mean, let's just hackily do something like full equals false, and let's do let's do something like if full, then return. We will refactor later, right? I am really trying to do something. If full, return the full one. If not, return just href. The full could be also just href or something like that. Get distribution. If we go back to public distribution here, right, and we will do full equals true. Where is this used? Update distribution, and that's it. So public distribution pulp href, I guess, right? Because update distribution. So no, this one, pulp href, right? So that's correct. Pulp href publication. Okay, I think that by this point we have the full publication. We can do this a little bit sooner as we planned before. Kill this, jump here, pp public distribution. We have the full distribution here, and we know its repository and we know its publication. And I think we could do something like if public distribution publication, this is an actual value, yeah. So only if this, we should update the distribution and do this, right? Maybe, I don't know. This could fix the problem, or this could break the create repo feature completely, and I have no clue which one is going to be. Let's go to actions again, remove this breakpoint. Okay, this action succeeds, but that doesn't mean anything. We need to do a full testing. We need to create a new project. Which is going to be results 5, right? And we are going to, what the hell is this? we are going to jump to fetch cycles to that project, submit a build. This git. That's a wrong. That's a bad one. This git add here. I'm going to pee to save time before a meeting. Okay, I'm back. We will take a look here. It's starting. Come on. We don't have that much time. Let's plan ahead. If once this finishes successfully, we are going to take a look at the distribution for this. It should point to a repository. Then we will hit the regenerate button, and it shouldn't change and should still point to a repository, because that's the condition we did. If this is true, then the repository is like, this isn't going to be true basically, because this is going to be none. Therefore, we don't update anything. Oh fuck! This is stupid. Come on. Localhost. Waiting for base repository. So we messed up somehow, somewhere. What about the logs? Okay, we messed up. I need to run for the meeting. It's in 2 minutes. I'm going to stop the video right here. I'm going to do my meeting, and then I will continue working on this, and I will release all of it as one episode. So I'm not saying bye just yet. Hello again. My meeting has ended, so let us continue on this issue. I didn't do anything from where we ended, so I still have no idea why this fails. This is waiting for the base repository. What is the repository? It should be here. Frostix / test lost results 5, this one. This should exist, right? What? No. Oh, it's okay. So it's Pulp 80. That's for, okay, this is accessible from the container, but on my machine, of course, this must be localhost 5006. Okay, not found. How is that? Test lost. Okay, we fucked up because where are we? Okay, this is backend. This is no problem. Because we did this one and it didn't actually create the it didn't actually create the stuff on backend. Therefore, we are idiots. You not, you are in this innocently. I am an idiot because my backend, my action dispatcher isn't running. And that's why. Maybe, not sure. I forgot what I did before the meeting. Let's do 6. Let's do 6 and let's watch the logs here if we create stuff. Now, create repository, success. This looks reasonable. 5 and 6, okay, so even the 5 was created. Okay, cool. I guess if we go to 6 now, build a package. What the hell is going on? Can shit start working? This, like, I have... In 10 years of working on Copper, I have never seen this issue. Why is it happening right now? Jesus Christ. Builds, submit, dist-git, add. I have no idea what to do with this. Let's try this one. And let's try, or maybe, let's go to here and take this URL and try it here and hope for the best. Okay, fuck. How, why, what? Do I have any more questions? Probably. Fuck, why? Oh. Okay, I restarted front end. It works. I don't care. I don't need to know. I want to fix my backend Pulp issue, not this shit. So let's ignore it and let's hope the build will successfully finish. Now I need to remember what exactly is that we are trying to test right now, because I forgot during the meeting. We are trying to test, yeah, right. If this builds successfully, we should see the distribution for the pub distribution, and it should point to a repository, not publication. Then we should click the regenerate button and it shouldn't break. It should still point to the repository, because that's the change we did. And that should work. I think that should work. But also, if it works, we need to make sure we didn't break manual create repo feature. So we will need to we want to switch to create repo mode and manual create repo mode, and then try that it works okay. Good. This was successful. Now we go back to actions, query. Our project is now 6. Points to a repository. Publication is none. We run the dispatcher again, we click the regenerate button, we take a look at the log and wait until the action gets processed. Good, ended successfully. Now we can kill the dispatcher, we can query again, and it's repository and not publication. So it doesn't break now. Good. We could confirm. We will confirm. We will confirm by building another package. And it will appear in the repository. I will bet you it will. Which means, while waiting, let me remind myself what we did. Okay, so this is the change that actually fixed the thing. This is just a helper stuff, so we don't have to copy paste code. And this is very important, nothing. Okay. Right. Yeah, and and this one also fixes the sending of the data as JSON. That's right. Okay. We can close this, we can close this. Here we can close this. We are at -4, so we need to go to -6. And there is the add, but we are now waiting for the hello. I should run the action dispatcher, but there are no actions. Okay, this succeeded, which means, yep, it appeared. So it is not broken. We successfully fixed the issue we were trying to fix from the very beginning. This is good. However, we may have broken manual create repo. By the way, last check. Yep, repository is still here. Publication is still none. Actions, settings, and we will now enable manual create repo, right? We will do that. We will wait until the action that needs to switch this on backend does its thing. Okay, we are doing some stuff. Success. Now it shouldn't have any repository, but it should have publication. Yep, repository is gone, publication is there, which means we can build, for example, Copper CLI. Right, yeah. And it will not appear here, but if we go up and up again, here is the devel repo. It will appear in the devel repo. Now the devel repo contains the same stuff as the public repo. So we will wait to this for this to finish, and we will confirm that is the case. Once we confirm that is the case, we will hit the regenerate button, which should get all the stuff from the devel repo to the production repo, to the public repo. but the publication should still be set and repo still should be none. Then we will disable the feature, and we need to confirm that publication is now none and repo is set back to the correct repo. And basically, if all of that is true, then we fix the issue and didn't cause any other issue. We of course have some integration tests or end-to-end tests, whatever you want to call them. So they will of course again confirm that is the true before releasing this to production. But yeah, we are just doing some testing before that. Okay, now we are in the public repository because there is no -devel. So the public repository should be same. Yep, it's the same. This is the devel one. If we refresh this, there should be copper CLI, and it is, right? Good. That's all great. We will see that the publication changed. So it's 300 now, the suffix. Oh, okay, because this is, the devel is after the truth, so maybe like, I think I cannot query it, but maybe I can. Yeah, I can. Okay, so yeah. No. Scratch that. It wasn't supposed to change. I'm sorry. So back again here. Anyway, the important part is repository is none, publication is set, right? And it appeared here in the devel project. Now, if we go here and click the regenerate button, action dispatcher, regenerate button, let's go to the logs. We need to wait that this action is successful. Success. That's really good. If we take a look here, this was our devel. It of course has the copper CLI packages. This is the public repository, which didn't have the package, but we now hit the regenerate button. Therefore, they should appear here. So again, and yeah, it's here. Good. And if we kill this and take a look at this, okay, publication is there. The publication changed now. That's when it was supposed to change. So that's good. And the repository is still none. So this feature still works. And there is the last step that we need to confirm, and I'm the most worried about, is that we need to disable the feature, the manual create repositories feature update. And now we need to wait that it's successfully finished. Come on. Be successful, please. Ended with success. That's good. That's good. And if we kill this and check this out, yep, it's on repository now. And publication is none. So this looks correct. This looks correct. And if we now build, for example, tracer, did I typo there? No, tracer looks good. It should immediately appear in the production, the public repository. I don't know how about the devel repository. I don't know if it is supposed to exist. I think it is supposed to reference the same thing as the public one, but we don't care about this one. It's not used anymore. Any state it is in, we doesn't care. At this moment, only the public one is used. So we need to make sure the thing appears in the public one. And if yes, I think we fixed the issue. We will need to clean up the code a little bit, but that's okay. Basically, this is the most important part of the code. And we will add a comment here, basically. And the comment will only explain why this condition is needed. We could have also fixed it in a way that Pulp, basically Pulp backend. No, we need to, This is probably the best way to solve this. Anyway, this finished. This is the non-devel, the public repository. Bam, it's here, right? Just out of the curiosity, what happens to the devel repo now? I think it's synced. Yeah, it's synced. So it returns the same stuff. So I think we fixed the issue. We fixed the issue and we need to write a comment here. If this only update the distribution, the Pulp distribution, if the if we are using the manual create repo, if the project uses manual create repo, uses the manual create repo feature. If not, do nothing. We cannot trust the self-devel the self-devel property value, self-devel value doesn't say anything about the project setting of the feature. It only says that this action, that the current action should affect the public repository, right? So that's a bit confusing how the self-devel option works, but self-devel option, yeah. So I think this is understandable. If the distribution points to a publication, then it uses the manual create repo. If it points then the project uses manual create repo. If it points to a repository, it is a normal project, right? Good. This, however, should be a part of that, no? If we take this and put it here, yeah, I think this should be also locked only if, yeah, correct. Right. Now we have the get distribution that was also a change. So here on some places we use this, I guess. Maybe results a repository like this, and we are getting the href. No, that wasn't the important thing. Self-devel. Get publication. Get distribution. Distributions. Okay. Interesting. So maybe there isn't the code that I was looking for. Get repository. Okay. we can do results here, which will be this, right? Maybe just the result, which will contain also the index. If full, return a result, basically. Otherwise, return a result href, right? So we can simplify this by return a result if full, else this, right? So this is good. The change here is very simple, so that's nice. And this one is a bit more complicated, but it just looks complicated, but the code is absolutely the same, except this one is reformatted so the line isn't too long and everything is under this condition, and there is this explanation. That's it. Now let us read the comment again and make sure it is written understandably. So, only update the Pulp distribution if the project uses the manual create repo feature. If not, do nothing. The self-devel option doesn't say anything about the project setting of the feature. It only says that the current action should affect the public repository. We need to change this. We cannot rely on the self-devel option because it doesn't. We cannot rely on the self-devel option because it doesn't say anything about the project setting of the feature. It only says that the current action should affect the public repository. If the distribution points to a publication, then the project uses manual create repo. If it points to a repository, it is a normal project. I think this is good enough. Let us commit this. So backend, change not staged. Yeah, this is common. Okay, but only backend here. Only point ignore the regenerate button for Pulp projects without manual create repo. This is a bit too long, but yeah. And we don't have a ticket for that, and I think I should create a ticket. So we will fix to do here. And we also fix this thing. What do we say about this? This is common. So common, right? And yeah, basically send JSON data for batch requests. I think this is good enough. Now we need to create a ticket because I think we don't have one for that main issue. Previous blah blah blah, provide user blah blah, build time. I think we don't have one. Okay, copper issues, new issue, new build results doesn't appear in the Pulp repositories. This is a bug and this is Pulp related. And we discussed this issue. With Price Cook on Slack. The affected an example of affected build is here, right? And TLDR, the backend build results doesn't have .rpm packages anymore, but they don't appear in the Pulp repository. The backend log, however, says that the data was successfully uploaded to Pulp, right? Results don't. The backend build results directory doesn't but they don't appear, yeah. Successful to Pulp. This is because for some reason the Pulp distribution for this project for the distribution for this project, for some reason the Pulp distribution for this project points to a publication and not a repository. And the reason is the regenerate button. I think this is good enough. And I should probably, yeah, I cannot move it, it's not in the project. Anyway, doesn't matter. And we can, not this one is A-OK, but this one, we are fixing this issue right here. And we can git status, git push this. Like this. And we will need to write our commit message, pull request title and message ourselves because there are two commits within the pull request, like this. Ignore the regenerate button for Pulp projects without manual create repo. Bam, it's done, finished. We can tag Pulp here, Pulp here. Now we will need to wait for the CI to finish and so on and so on, and we may have to run end-to-end tests to confirm everything, but this is, I think, the step to the right direction, and hopefully this is the final fix. I'm not sure, but Let's hope so. Anyway, thank you all for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.